question floating around the internet is, does anyone remember Angela Anaconda? The answer is a resounding yes. It's a slice-of-life show about a girl who uses her imagination to deal with difficult people. Completely unlike anything before or since, there's a lot that many don't know about Angela Anaconda. Whether you love it, hate it, or saw it but can't remember where, there's an interesting story to it. I'm AmazzonKane, and today I'm going to take a look at 107 facts about Angela Anaconda. Angela Anaconda was created by Joanna Ferrone and Sue Rose, who met when they were in their 20s. Joanna Ferrone was largely responsible for characters, themes, and business, while Sue Rose was largely responsible for art and design. Joanna Ferrone was in the stock photo business, where the inspiration for Angela Anaconda came about. Though most people think it was Monty Python, an ad campaign, Mr. Jenkins' Tanqueray, is what inspired the look of the show. Joanna Ferrone and Sue Rose also co-created Fido Dido, who was a huge international 7-Up mascot in the 80s and 90s. Most famously, Sue Rose created Pepper Ann for Disney, and a lesser-known show, Unfabulous, was created for Nickelodeon. Angela Anaconda's art style is known as clip art animation. It started as a couple of shorts on Kablam. The two shorts are First Flush of Love and Chew on This. First Flush of Love debuted on Kablam in 1996 in an episode Comics of Champions. Chew on This appears in the episode Untitled, also in 1996. Co-creator Sue Rose voiced Angela both in the Kablam shorts and in the official series. Bonus fact, according to her Burton Lads and TV tropes, she was also considered as the voice of Number 2 in Codename Kids Next Door. Though Sue Rose did the voice and much of the design work, Angela Anaconda primarily came from co-creator and executive producer Joanna Ferrone's childhood as one of 8 kids. Joanna Ferrone described the show as having no agenda, but instead the goal was to be realistic about the chaos in life, as opposed to perfect sitcom shows like Father Knows Best. In real life, Sue Rose had a Nanette and a girl named Helen who always one-upped her in grades 1 through 12. Joanna Ferrone, meanwhile, didn't have someone like that, but did admit to comparing herself to her other classmates. Many people believed for a long time that copyright issues prevented the original 2 Kablam shorts from being rerun. However, this isn't the case. Viacom owns the rights to the 2 Kablam shorts, but nothing else. It premiered as its own series on October 4th, 1999, and aired in the US on Fox Kids and Teletoon in Canada. That makes this year, 2019, the 20th anniversary of the show. Happy 20th, Angela Anaconda! There are many noticeable differences from the Kablam shorts to the actual show.
But anyway,
what became Angela Anaconda's theme song can be heard in the beginning of the Kablam short Chew on This.
Shooby-dooby-wah-wah-wah, my name is Angela. Shooby-dooby-doo-wah-wah, my name is Angela.
The official series was made in Canada by Core Digital Pictures and Decode Entertainment. Decode Entertainment merged with Halifax Film Company in 2006 and became DHX Media. The show used face models as references for its characters. The show used technology known as elastic reality to turn face models into the characters. You can't get elastic reality anymore since it was discontinued in 1999. Everything else made for the show was done in Photoshop and 3D software known as Houdini. The show was designed and boarded like a 2D show but animated as if it were a 3D show. This was referred to as 2.5D animation. Face models were used for every character in the show, even extras in the background. Hired models were brought in for the main characters. Angela's model's name is Jasmine Ellis. According to Jasmine Ellis' website, she's now a film director and choreographer. Nanette's model is named Ruby Gillette, who is credited as Ruby Jean Gillette. And today, Ruby Gillette is still an actress and model. Nanette's voice actress is also named Ruby Smith-Merovitz. Angela's friend Gina Lash's face model was a girl named Chloe Weir. Gina Lash's voice actress, Bryn McCauley, is still working today. Bryn McCauley's most famous role is Caillou, but she also voiced Mavis in the Hotel Transylvania TV series. Her other credits include The New Inspector Gadget and Total Drama. Al Muqaddam, who plays Johnny Abadi, Bryn McCauley, and Ruby Smith-Merovitz were all kids and young teens when they lended their voices to Angela Anaconda. The three were also voices together on the animated series Franklin. On Franklin, Bryn McCauley played Harriet Turtle and Marmot, Ruby Smith-Merovitz played Badger, and Al Muqaddam played Fox. Every other voice actor on Angela Anaconda was an adult, almost exclusively character actors. Richard Binsley, who voiced their teacher Mrs. Brinks, also worked on Franklin with Bryn, Ruby, and Al. He played Bird in one episode. The entire cast didn't record together. Voice actors recording separately is extremely common in entertainment, and it's no exception here. Face models, unless working on other parts of the show, were not a continuous part of the production. Those brought in solely to model were involved for one long day in the studio. Angela's friend Gordy Reinhardt's face model was actually a girl named Kaylin Monroe. Gordy Reinhardt's voice actor is a character and stage actor named Eddie Glenn. Some of you may recognize Eddie Glenn as he was the voice of Thomas the Tank Engine in the 2000 film. To this date, it's his most famous role. Every other face model was somebody who worked elsewhere on the show's production. Mrs. Brink's model was Sarah Ruddle, who was also a production manager. Face models had photos taken on all sides and angles, making a variety of expressions to fit the characters. Face models also had to make every sound in the English language so the characters could talk effectively. During production, the art department, who did props and backgrounds, would take their own pictures in the local area to use as reference for the show. One of the art department crew members reported having dreams in the style of the show. Bonus fact! You guys really gotta hear this. This is from Zoe Zorek, one of the animators who worked on the show and the one who had dreams in the style of the series. Yes, feel free to include my weird dream in your video. Here are more details. I have never dreamt in any show style that I have worked on other than Angela Anaconda. One dream that I can remember was a Godfather-style theme where Gina Lash was the Godfather sitting on a big throne above everyone, people approaching her, kissing her ring, and asking her for favors. I was begging Angela to go talk to Gina Lash to not put out a hit on me. According to one of the show's prop designers, Ed Shee, Sue Rose left a personalized voice message as Angela for him. Ed Shee was responsible for designing the Nanette Death Star from the episode Space Camp. Angela Anaconda was a 65-episode cartoon and lasted for 3 seasons between 1999 through 2001. So does that make it a 90s cartoon or a 2000s cartoon? The show was broadcast in over 35 countries and dubbed into 7 languages, including French and Russian. The show was played quite frequently in its heyday, particularly on Teletoon and Fox Family. ABC Kids in Australia played the show in heavy rotation, playing it twice a week and rerunning it for about a decade straight. The show was not above parodying popular trends at the time. One commercial parodied the famous Budweiser commercial.
There's an important ingredient missing from my crepe Suzette, which is French for overpriced pancake. Ketchup! Ketchup!
The show has done shoutouts to other shows as well, including The Brady Bunch and Charlie's Angels. The woman who dubbed Angela in German, Marie-Louise Schramm, dubbed several known shows at the time. Most famously, she dubbed Toph for the German version of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Similar to Elastic Reality, another thing you won't see anymore is Fox Kids, because it became ABC Family. When Fox Kids became ABC Family, the show was put into less popular time slots and eventually canceled after a few months. The final thing the show has that's no longer available is its production company, Core Digital Pictures. They shut down all production in March 2010. One of the original founders of Core Digital Pictures was none other than William Shatner. Core Digital Pictures did VFX for early 2000s films. You may also be familiar with their work from films like Ant Bully and The Wild. Angela Anaconda had quite a bit of merchandise in its heyday. Merchandise included a series of books, dress-up magnets, mugs, talking keychains, suction cup rag dolls, and a talking Angela doll. Though considering Nanette looks like a doll, I'm surprised she didn't get any merchandise. The show was nominated for 2 Daytime Emmys. It was nominated both times for Outstanding Special Class Animated Program. It won an award in Canada. Angela Anaconda won a Gemini Award for Best Animated Program or Series in 2000. It also won an Annecy Award in 2000 for Best TV Animation Program. Angela Anaconda was a highly rated show, though it received mixed reviews from critics. Despite people's perceptions on shows with mostly female casts, Sue Rose mentioned the most frequent feedback she got was from parents of boys who loved the show. Many staff members from different parts of the show's production are still working in the entertainment industry and have gone on to do new, big projects. Chris Ney, the creator of Doc McStuffins, was one of the writers on the show. Holly Huckins, executive story editor and later showrunner, went on to make Sheriff Callie. Robert Lamoureux, another credited writer, went on to write many episodes of Totally Spies. Angela Anaconda was described by a couple artists as a well-run, very smooth production and a ton of fun to be a part of. Angela Anaconda had a short before the Digimon movie in 2001.
For the best movie of all time.
Either this or Kablam is arguably how most people in the United States were introduced to the show. The short was also an actual episode entitled Good Seats. In the episode, the runtime is the full 11 minutes, the Digimon references are scrapped, and some of the jokes are different. Sadly, Angela Anaconda developed an online backlash in the internet age. Most people on the internet often criticize the art style or the nature of their revenge fantasies. In the age of online review, it frequently ends up on worst animation lists. Common criticisms of the art style usually say it lacks fluid motion and the use of real faces that were grayed out has an uncanny valley quality. Big-name reviewers Nostalgia Critic, Phantom Strider, and Mysterious Mr. Enter have all talked about the show at some point in the last few years.
There's just nothing more pug-fugly than this.
And this scene perfectly illustrates how bad the animation is. Whatever, I hate all these fucking characters anyway.
This isn't limited to YouTube reviewers. The show has a 4.8 rating on IMDb. Going to promote myself a little bit on this fact. I made a response video to Phantom Strider, who is arguably the show's biggest critic, talking about the value of the art style. He actually saw my video and left a really sweet response admitting that, while still not being a fan, he was a little hard on the show, and was open to hearing about another point of view, seeing inherent value in different styles of art. Yay. Angela Anaconda has a CD with a Halloween song that came in boxes of Count Chocula. That's generally remembered very fondly among fans, some of whom have never even seen the show. For a show people still talk about, this show actually hasn't had a full DVD release, at least not in the United States. Time for character facts! Angela Anaconda's dad's an inventor and her mom is an artist, which may explain where she gets her active imagination from. Angela loves both her parents, but her interests are more scientific like her dad's. She has shown special interest in outer space and astronaut Bob. Angela secretly loves Happy Hoppy Bunny, a book for much younger kids. If you were to ask Angela Anaconda who her favorite person was, she would tell you her Grandma Lou, who lives in a swamp area in Louisiana and has a pet alligator named Barney. It's no secret who her least favorite person is. Angela speaks in redundancies. You can often hear her repeating herself in the same sentence. Another tic Angela has is frequently using the phrase "on account of." Nanette also has a verbal tic. She uses bad French translations to remind us that she thinks she's sophisticated. Surprise to no one, she doesn't actually speak French. Ruby Smith-Merovitz, unlike Nanette, did study French. Her favorite mangled translation is pomme de terre, supposedly meaning apple polisher.
You know, Angela, I was going to write about Mrs. Briggs, but I didn't want everyone to hate me for being a pomme de terre, which is French for apple polisher.
It actually means potato. Angela's dog King is actually a girl. Nanette's poodle Ooh La La is a boy. They fell in love, and they're a gender non-conforming couple. Angela's friend Gordy Reinhardt's hobbies have included dance, figure skating, costume design, origami, botany, and playing with dolls. He's very active. Gordy's dad is the Tapwater Springs football coach, who is completely okay with his son and all his activities. They have a really sweet father-son bond. According to an interview with Joanna Ferrone, Gordy Reinhardt's bisexual. Johnny Abadi, meanwhile, definitely likes girls. He's shown interest in both Angela and Nanette in the course of the show. This is an interesting switch from the Kablam shorts where it was the other way around and Angela was into Johnny. Other fans have interpreted that Angela has more chemistry with Nanette than anyone else in the show. Like Angela and Nanette, Johnny Abadi also has a catchphrase. Most often he can be heard saying,
I didn't do nothing.
There are rumors early in the show that the kids' teacher, Mrs. Brinks, and her husband are weekend nudists.
Even my dad knows about Mr. and Mrs. Briggs. We think they're weekend nudists.
Later episodes in the books confirmed that this is indeed true. Mrs. Brinks wears a wig. No reasons ever given as to why. And now on the show's legacy. On BuzzFeed, the show has been compared to Mean Girls. Personally, I think it's closer to Heather's, though I can picture Angela singing Revenge Party.
It's a revenge party with your two best friends. It's like a party with revenge is what it's like.
Canadian cosplayer ZK Art went viral and won a Halloween contest when her and her boyfriend dressed up as Angela and Johnny. You can follow her work here on Twitter and Instagram. There was an Angela Anaconda 90s website where you could enter contests, play one of several Flash games, and rearrange Nanette's face. And finally, fact number 107. It's not just the fan base and critics keeping the show alive. Small teams of artists and writers reported to keeping in touch over the years. Others who haven't met have still showed support for each other's work on the series. And that is 107 facts about Angela Anaconda. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and if not, I'll see you in my revenge fantasies. I'm also personally interested in running a reboot of this series and bringing it into the modern age of cartoons. You can see my plans on how I'd update animation and story in some of my other videos. And if you're interested, please reach out to DHX, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and tell them you'd be interested in seeing the show come back. Feel free to subscribe, check out some of my other videos. I do weekly rewatch videos and oftentimes analyze what other people had to say on the show. Looking forward to meeting more fans. I know you guys are out there. I will see you soon.